What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Happy hump day. Hey, we're going to get into this Real Housewives of Dubai from last night, child. They was cutting up. Okay? Let me share this out on my other channel. Make sure everybody know we over here. I ain't been live on this channel in a couple of days, so, I don't know if any notifications then went out. What y'all think about last night's episode? Let's start there. What is going on with my phone? Child, I need to get me a new phone so bad. It seemed like ever since I went to the Apple store and they were like, you need a new phone, it seemed like it's just been on overtime. Just acting up so bad. My camera wouldn't work right at the Janet Jackson concert. All right, so this is the Real Housewives of Dubai, Season 2, Episode 8. We are dealing with the aftermath of what happened down to Stansberry's what's up, powerful? Hey, boo. Housewarming. It was really a dinner party at her new house. But I mean, everybody has housewarmings differently. I mean, when the first time I invite people into my home, that's a housewarming. You know what I mean? You know, she don't really. I mean, some people did bring gifts, but child, anytime you can fly in a bonsai tree and have it imported in a crane, it probably ain't nothing. You don't need nothing from down to the crate and barrel. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, y'all. My apologies. Okay. So we're dealing with the aftermath. Stansberry is just absolutely, she is so upset. And, understandably so. You live in a country where people can literally go to jail for yelling in the street. And then you feel like Brooks showed up with an agenda, which she absolutely did. So Brooks showed up with the intention of causing problems at your housewarming. And then you just moved into that neighborhood, so your neighbors don't even know you like that. You know what I mean? Like, you can take out the fact that y'all are in a country where people can get arrested for that. We just look at the situation. You move into a new neighborhood, your neighbors don't even know you. And the first time you have people over to your house, people outside yelling and screaming and hollering. Like, that's a whole situation. All right, y'all. I'm sorry. I had to get my life together. I should have probably waited another 5 minutes before I went live. My apologies. So they all have to get ready to go to this trip down to the Bali. And everybody is feeling like, should we go? Should I not go? Brooks is saying she don't know if she want to go. Stansberry is like, child, I guess if I have to. And you already know Sergio don't want Stansberry to go, child. We know last year Sergio couldn't even let Stansberry go away for 3 damn days before he showed up on the daggone jet ski. So he threatening to go to Bali. So we see everybody packing and getting themselves together. We see the husbands getting their instructions on what to do and what not to do before it's time to go on this trip. Rafi said he feels bad about how things went. He's known Brooks for a very long time, and he really, really feels bad about the way the situation flipped. I don't know if he reached out to Brooks and apologized, but what have you. But it just, and like he told his wife, he said, listen, you had been drinking, so you weren't making the best decisions. You were getting a little loud and rowdy too. And I honestly was just trying to step in the middle and resolve the situation before it continued to escalate. Yeah. I feel like that's pretty much all that went down before they got ready to go to this Bali trip. We saw them packing. Of course, we have to see them getting together all of their outfits. darling. All of their things. We see Brooks talking to Sarah saying she doesn't know if she wants to go. And Sarah saying, she was like, I really just don't know this Talene. This really isn't the person that I've been friends with all these years. And she really owes me an apology. And I really need to tell her that I don't appreciate how she's been moving. Let me say this. I looked at Lisa on Watch What Happens Live last night. And I disagree with what she was saying. Like, she was saying that she feels like Talene was wrong because she was basically making friends with Brooks's ops. Let me explain. Let me tell you why. A couple of reasons why I do not feel like this was wrong. Reason number one, I don't feel like Talene was wrong. Hey, Cindy. Reason number one, Brooks and Stansberry were friends. Remember, go back to episode 1 where Brooks was like, yeah, me and Stansberry, we talk on the phone every day. So at what point did Brooks and Stansberry become ops if you have been talking to this woman on the phone every day and you said, yes, we're becoming friends? Just because Stansberry may have made a comment about Talene that she either may or may not have made, because we now know that Brooks knows how to take something and flip it and turn it around to what she wants it to be. So we don't even know what Stansberry actually said. And let's call a thing a thing. If Talene was drunk and fell and showed her woo-ha, then it happened. Like, even if she had on a thong and she didn't really show her woo-ha, but I saw her butt. Like, it was Stansberry making a smart-ass comment. Like, it wasn't that serious. You turned it into, oh, Stansberry, now she's the ops. No, you shouldn't be friends with Stansberry. No, Stansberry's this and Stansberry's that. But in your own words, you said that you talk to her on the phone every day and that y'all are building a really good friendship. See, that's what I can't do. I can't build my friendships around who you friends with and who you're not friends with when the shit changes from day to day. The second reason why I do not think Talene is wrong is this is not a normal set of friends. Okay, this is a group of ladies who were thrown together for the purposes of filming a television show. So Talene's job is to build her own friendships. Talene's job is to build her own relationships with these ladies. Yes, you still my girl, Brooks. It's me and you, ride or die to the end. But I do still have to find a way to be cool with these other women because that's what I'm here for. It's a job. So I disagree with what Lisa said. But we're going to move on. Child, the ladies get to the airport doing what they do at the airport, child. Sergio showed up and made it seem like he was going on the trip. And baby, Ayan was about to have a whole conniption. Did y'all see that? Ayan was mad for real, for real. She was not mad for play. She was mad for real, okay? Not to mention, didn't Brooks say she picked a friendship with Stansberry over friendship with Lisa and Ayan? People forget that. Right, Casey, thank you. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for saying that because you're absolutely correct. So I'm like, at what point was Talene supposed to know that you pivoted? Because, okay, I was defending you. She said something nasty about you. Can we just be honest? Stansberry says nasty shit all the time. We know she has a very dry British sense of humor. So when she made the comment about Talene falling down drunk and showing her woo-ha to Sergio, I don't think it was that deep. Not for all of this. Not for you to be ending friendships over. It was so not that deep. I just think they're all territorial about their friendship. I can agree with that too, Powerful. And again, my thing with that is you're on a television show. This is not a real, let me tell you something. I guess the other thing for me is, at what point do we just grow the hell up? I have a group of girlfriends and we do stuff with each other all the time and it's not always an all call. Sometimes I'll pick up the phone because, for example, I have these Mystic tickets, right? I have extra Mystic tickets. There are specific people that I'm going to call and be like, girl, I got these tickets. Do you want to go to the game? Because one, everybody don't want to go. Everybody don't want to go. And so I hate when people are like, you didn't call me. You didn't call me. Well, no, at the end of the day, you didn't really want to go. You just wanted the phone call. So yes, I can have different relationships with different women. And I just think that's just a sign of maturity. And I agree with you, Powerful. All of them are because Lisa and Ayan are territorial like that. And it's just so, it's unnecessary. It's ridiculous and unnecessary. Neither here nor there, child. Neither here nor there. We get to the airport and they getting ready to get on the flight and there's no Brooks. Now, I'm Stansberry in this situation. Then it never occurred to me that something was wrong with Brooks. Everything was performative. You purposefully were late for your flight. Production put your ass on another plane because she was like, I mean, we left at the same time, but we got here at we left at different times because she tried to say she flew private. And I'm with Stansberry on this one. Stansberry was like, no, the hell you didn't. You did not fly no damn private. That would have been like $250,000 flight because remember, Bali is 9 hours from Dubai. We're not talking about no quick 2-hour flight. Maybe you would have flew private. But ma'am, I don't believe it because first of all, Caroline, you don't have that kind of money to throw away. And unless maybe you got you a prince in your back pocket over there, you keeping it under wraps. Maybe you do. Because I mean, there are people in Dubai with money like that could just put you on a private. Maybe you have a friend that got a private jet and he let you borrow it or she let you borrow it. Okay. But I don't believe that. I believe that you purposefully missed your flight and production got you on the next flight out. You do realize in a airport the size of Dubai, like there are all sorts of international airlines that can get your ass to Dubai that can, especially if you were only an hour late for your flight or 2 hours late for your flight. And then she was like, and we got here at the same time. Well, maybe y'all did because we know production might have had you in the back and made you wait. But from what we saw, you didn't get there at the same time. You got there, not only did you get there after dinner, but you got there after they went back to their rooms, took a shower, got dressed, got hair and makeup, went to dinner. Dinner was probably a good 2 to 3 hours because you know when they film it, it takes even longer than just a regular dinner. So they were probably at dinner a good 2 to 3 hours and then came back to the villa and had a whole little dance party and everything before you showed up. Girl, it was at least a 5 to 6 hour window. Now, production could have had you in the back and made it dramatic and made you wait till after dinner. But if we're going to go by what we saw on the show, girl, you did not get there at the same time. You were about 5 or 6 hours behind them. Easy 5 or 6 hours behind them. Then the other reason why I wasn't worried about her is because production didn't say nothing to them. If Lisa, if Brooks, and I'm not trying to put nothing bad on nobody, but if she had been in an accident or if she had had a family emergency or if something had happened that legitimately held her up, production would have let them know. But all of them was like, they called her, and then one of them said they called, she answered and then hung up. Girl, all of that was for effect. All of that was performative and it was for effect. Right. She was alone, so it was private in her mind. There you go, Cindy. She was by herself in first class, so she thought that she was flying private, child. And listen, if there's anybody on this show that I'm going to defer to, I'm going to defer to Stansberry. If Stansberry said it didn't happen, then maybe it didn't happen. That's how I feel about it. So, with that being said, they go to dinner. And while they're at dinner, the conversation comes up about Brooks. And they were like, Lisa was like, well, I don't want us to talk about Brooks while she's not here. That's a conversation because they were talking about what happened at the housewarming. And they were saying to Lisa, well, I don't want us to talk about it while Brooks isn't here. That's not fair to her. Let's wait for her to, and Talene was like, no, all I want to say is that's a conversation that I'll talk about with her, and then Ayana tried to say something to Talene, and Talene was like, whoa, well, that's what we're not gonna do. Like, you're not gonna make it seem like I was wrong or I did something to Brooks, because baby, this it takes two to tango. This situation then went back and forth. So they get back. So the rest of dinner, they get to talking about Sarah. No, that's at the next dinner. Sorry. No, that's the next dinner. Child, I got to get it together. That's at the next dinner. I'm trying to think anything else really happened at dinner, child. They had an Italian dinner for their first meal in Bali, which I thought was interesting. Lisa had a private chef and he feeding them Italian food for their first meal in Bali. I just thought that was a little interesting, but okay then. Um, I mean, I'm with the rest of the ladies. I would have felt like at least the very first um meal might have been something more traditional. But okay. I mean, I don't know how long they were in Bali, but I'm sure they're gonna have plenty of time to eat the local food, the local cuisine. Um, so the ladies get back to the room, and Ayan is drunk and dancing and trying to start a party and all of the things. And Brooks shows up as if nobody knew she was coming. Now I'm gonna be honest. I feel like by this time the ladies knew she was coming, which is the reason why they decided they were gonna have a party when they got back to the villa instead of going to bed. Because I know they were exhausted. I know they were absolutely exhausted. They had been flying all day. It was a 9-hour flight. I mean, granted, they were able to sleep on the plane. What up, Tracy Boo? They were able to sleep on the plane and stuff, but they literally got off the plane. They said it was like 12:30 when they got to the hotel, which is gorgeous, by the way. They're staying in this villa at the Intercontinental, baby. That shit is gorgeous. Then they go to dinner in the middle of the night, come back to the room. You're not gonna sit here and tell me they weren't exhausted, but I feel like by this time they did know that Brooks was there, and production told them they couldn't go to bed yet because that just seems so weird. Oh, we're gonna dance. Oh, let's have a party before we go to bed. Oh, and then after Brooks came in and they were like, "Where you been? Don't you do that again, girl? You let us know. We were worried about you." Stansbury was like this. Hey, girl. Cause like I'm with Stansbury, girl. We knew, child. We knew, girl. We knew. You know. After they did all of that, then you heard the lady say, "So can we go to bed now?" That tells me that production told them they had to wait for them to be like, "So can we go to bed now?" That's what I heard. I don't know what y'all heard, but that's what I heard. Okay. So then Brooks was saying how, she just wasn't sure, she didn't really want to come because with everything going on, but she said she woke up the next day and she was like, you know what, I'm gonna go. So once again, that proves my point that you talking about we left at the same time. I mean, I left late, but we got here at the same time. Girl, it was a whole day. You said you went to bed and woke up the next day. No, you got that phone call from production that told you to get your ass on that plane. That's what happened. Either it was planned this way, which I don't think production planned it because it just wasn't that serious. Stanberry's expressions remind you of me. And maybe that's why I like her, because I'm very much a Stansberry. Like, I don't really get British humor, but I understand what British humor is, if that makes sense. Like, I don't find it funny, but I get it. Like, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's that British humor. I don't find it that funny, but it's British. It's what it is. So the next day the ladies are getting on a catamaran. And of course they got to put on their best, bathing suit, cover up situation. Can I tell y'all, and I know I've said this before, but I'm just gonna have to keep saying it. I am so over Ayan, and I get it. Some people, this is just who they are, right? I honestly think this is just who she is, and to a certain degree. I think about 90% of it is just who she is. In every guy clique and girl clique, there's always that one person that always got to do too much. Always overdresses for the occasion. Always you side eye like, child, we just said we was going to breakfast. We ain't say nothing about what are you doing? Like, what is this? It's always that person. And I think about 90% that's who Ayan is. It's that other 10% that irritates me with her. Girl, you were getting on a boat. Why are you wearing stilettos? You could have found some cute wedges. You could have found some cute sandals. First of all, they shouldn't even let you on the ship in them shoes. They normally don't even let you on the boat with them kind of shoes on. Anyway, we see Brooks talking to Sarah, basically saying the same thing, that she needs to talk to Talene, but today isn't the time. She's not going to do it, on the boat, blah, blah, blah. So they get to the Catamaran, and it's, of course, it's nice. It's a nice boat day. The ladies are taking their photos, having their photo ops, looking real cute or whatever. And Ayan is talking to Talene, trying to get Talene to talk to Brooks, and Talene is like, "I'm just not ready. I'll talk to her, but this isn't the time. This isn't the place. I want us to have a good time. We're in the middle of the ocean. I can't leave. She can't. If it get heated, we stuck here together. Can we talk about the confessional look with the two animal faces? What you want to say about it, Casey? What is it extra? I mean, that I don't. The confessional looks don't bother me because people always do the most in the a lot of people do the most in the confessional look. So honestly, I don't even care about the confessional look. I expect, and I'm okay with Ayan doing the most in the confessional look. I mean, did I like it? I mean, it's not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea. But people's confessional looks are always extra. Like Melody's confessional look with that purple and them two purple cones coming off the side of hers. I don't know what that is. Okay. We have seen some very interesting confessional looks. People really sometimes just really try to do the most with these confessional looks. So the confessional look, you know, I wouldn't, it ain't my thing. That's not my cup of tea. Yes, it is extra. It's absolutely extra. So so Ayan was talking to Talene saying she wasn't really interested. So Brooks and Stansberry ended up having a conversation, and Stansberry was explaining to Brooks, listen, you in this spiritual journey that you're on, I don't know if it's working for me. And again, I understood what Stansberry was saying. I don't think her delivery was landing later on in the episode. I don't think her delivery was landing, but I do understand what she was saying. What she was saying was, I understand you trying to go through this spiritual journey and you trying to do better and you trying to improve what you have going on right now. However, I liked it better when I could talk directly to you. I don't like going through your intermediary. I do not like Sarah interpreting for you what you think, what you want, how you feel, because I don't. Me and you have never had a communication. It's like me and you have never had a communication problem, so I don't need that. Like it's almost like other people might need you to interpret and need Sarah as their intermediary. I don't need that. And it frustrates me when I'm trying to have a conversation with you and Sarah feels like she has to mansplain to me what it is you meant to say or how you meant to say it or why you said or didn't say what you said. I don't like that. And I don't like having to go through somebody else to do that. I understood exactly what Stansberry was saying. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Me and you never had a problem, is what I feel like Stansberry was saying. Me and you never had a problem. So we didn't need to fix nothing that wasn't wrong. Now, all of a sudden, I had to go through Sarah. And it irritates me because I feel like Sarah be talking down to me and I don't need that. Stansberry had a point. You are really healing if you're making everyone else miserable, not to mention drunk all the time. Casey, you better say it for the people. See, Casey, you on it today. You are on it today, Casey. But I agree. One, it does seem like Brooks is I don't know if she was drinking as much last year, but it certainly seems to be an issue this year. That's all I can say. And number two, if you're healing, now I'm gonna say this. I don't have a problem with your healing making the people around you miserable if they were the problem. If those are the people that you were trying to heal from, so for example, if you come from a dysfunctional family and you are setting boundaries because your family has always been able to use you and take advantage of you and be disrespectful and all of that, and you are now setting your boundaries, which is making them miserable, I'm okay with that because that is part of the healing process. But if those aren't the people you had a problem with, like Stansberry saying, me and you didn't have a problem. We didn't start having a problem until you were going through this healing journey. And if I'm the person that you need to heal from, that's a different conversation. But if me and you don't have no healing issue, why am I in it? Okay. It's like Nene. Well, why am I in it? So that was pretty much the daggone Catamaran. it wasn't too much more that really went down. What we did find out though was we see where Stansberry is talking to Ayan and Talene, and we find out that there was a conversation that took place off camera where Sarah was talking about how she was done with Brooks. She tired of trying to deal with Brooks, and Brooks is just not her person. Brooks is not her cup of tea, honey. And again, I'm kind of with Stansberry on this one. Stansberry was like, well, you need to let it be known. You need to say it loud and proud. Because what I don't like is how Sarah is walking around here like she's somebody's spiritual healer and she's her intermediary and she's this, that, and the other. And at the end of the day, she feel the same way the rest of us feel, but she's just not holding Brooks accountable. And I understood where she was coming from. Because so they end up going to dinner, child. They go to dinner. And while they're at dinner, that's where the conversation comes up where Stansberry, what Brooks is saying about how she didn't like Stansberry. I don't feel like did a good job of explaining herself at dinner because it came off as you don't want Brooks to heal or you don't want Brooks to deal with her past trauma. And that's not what Stansberry said. I already explained to y'all what Stansberry said, but I don't think she did a good idea. I don't think that she was doing a good job of explaining it. And Sarah was like, well, what do you mean? And Stansberry was like, she was like, well, what Brooks is saying is, well, the way Brooks feels is, she said, so Sarah was like, what do you mean? I'm always explaining I'm always talking for Brooks and I'm always speaking for Brooks. Baby, production flashback and showed us all the times just this season that Sarah is mansplaining for Brooks. Baby, but it was so funny because Stansberry was like, you're doing it right now. Like you're literally doing it right now. You're sitting here telling me what wasn't done and what wasn't said. I'm sitting here telling you what was done and what was said. And now you're explaining to me what Brooks meant. You're literally doing it right now. I said, I know that's right, Stansberry. I was here for it. Okay. Now here's where it got messy. Baby, here's where it got messy. Stansberry said, well, Sarah, you feel the same way. I mean, isn't that what you told somebody? Baby, Sarah's face was like, what? What you talking about? Baby, Sarah's face went, wink, what? Stansberry said, yeah, isn't that what you told people? Didn't you say that, you were tired you were tired of Brooks? Ayan, didn't you play us a voice note? Baby, Ayan's face, baby, she saw a ghost. Ayan saw a ghost, honey. Ayan turned to Lisa and said, I'm sorry, Lisa. But I played it for them. Now I'm gonna give her credit for standing in it. But baby, you could have bought Ayan for 5 nickels, okay? The look on her face said, oh shit. Like that was the look on her face. The look on her face said, oh shit. Baby. She turned to the left. She turned to the right. She said, I played them the message that you sent me. Baby Lisa said, what? She said, oh my goodness, now I can't trust you because I sent you that in confidence. I just sent it to you so you could tell me that I hear what I thought I heard. Now, Lisa, you didn't need her to tell you that. You damn sure didn't need to send it to Ayan. You could have asked your husband. Did she say what I think she said? Girl, you sent it to be messy. However, you should have been confident and believing that it wasn't going to be repeated or sent. Like, I would have definitely been like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you sent that. You sent that to somebody? Like, I would have definitely been in my feelings about it too. So, Ayan, you wrong. Sarah, you wrong. Lisa, you wrong. And Stansberry was sitting back like this. Checkmate. Because she was like, all y'all hypocrites have been sitting on here acting like y'all, oh, Brooks this and Brooks that, and you're being so mean, and you're doing this and you're doing that, and Talene, you're such a horrible person and you're a horrible friend. When all at the end of the day, all of y'all was on that same bullshit. And Stansberry was like, check and mate. And I was here for it. Right. Sarah, Lisa, and Ayana all wrong. Exactly, Jen Bunny. Exactly. Stansberry was satisfied. She sure was, baby. She matter of fact, it probably went better than she expected. She didn't even because I don't know if Stansberry realized that message wasn't sent directly to her. I don't know if Stansberry knew that message came from Lisa. I don't know, because production didn't show us the whole conversation. Stansberry was really beat. Child, I'm telling you. Now, I wouldn't have done what Stansberry did. I wouldn't have done that. However, I was here for Stansberry and the satisfaction that he gave her. Yeah, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. That wouldn't have been me. That wouldn't have been how I handled it. But it's a reality show. Now, if I was on a reality show, I would have. Let's be clear. If I was on a reality show, yeah, I would have done it. That's the truth. All right, y'all, listen. I have to leave up out of here at 2:00. But if y'all want the Real Housewives of New Jersey, I'm getting ready to sneak it in. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll be back. Give me about 15, 20 minutes. Give me time to set it up. And we'll do the Real Housewives of New Jersey, child. I know I'm late. I know that's from Sunday, but child, let me tell y'all something. These last couple of days, I have just been enjoying doing nothing. Okay. But I'm trying to get back in my bag. I'm trying to get my mental back to get back into my YouTube bag. But I've just been enjoying really not doing a whole lot, baby. I've been in bed. I've been sleeping a lot. So we're going to get New Jersey done today. We got Big Brother tonight. I'm going out to dinner. Some people, well, I can say some people. My parents are taking me to dinner, my birthday dinner. So I'm doing that. So when I get back, we ain't going to be out long, child. This is my parents' child. We ain't going to be out long. So when I get back, I may try to get some other stuff in before Big Brother, but we'll definitely do Big Brother tonight. Okay. And if you're in the Big Brother League, the fantasy league, make sure you set your lineups. I think they have to be set 2 days before the show starts. Okay. All right. Talk to y'all later. Mwah. Peace.